I'm Julia, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about my CaNCURE co-op experience and reflecting on what I've learned. To start off with a little bit of background about me, I'm a fifth-year chemical engineering student, and I'm generally interested in biotechnology and drug delivery. Previously, I worked in a computational modeling and chemical engineering lab using a reaction mechanism generator software to generate data on biofuel combustion. And I've also had 2 industry co-ops. My first co-op was at Continuous Pharmaceuticals, which is a pharmaceutical manufacturing startup. And I worked on the analytical team there, primarily performing dissolution experiments, HPLC, and UV spectroscopy. And that was my first introduction to drug delivery, and that was via oral tablets. But it gave me a lot of wet lab research experience and made me excited about learning more specifically about the biotechnology industry. My second co-op was then at Sana Biotechnology on the gene therapy upstream process development team, where I learned a lot about viral vector production and worked on a media formulation project. As for why I chose CaNCURE for my third co-op, I wanted to gain more academic experimental research experience because my ultimate goal is to pursue a PhD after graduating from undergrad. I was also really excited by the idea of meaningful and clinically translatable research because I want the research that I'm doing to have an impact on patients' lives. I'm currently working at Northeastern under Dr. Treese and Dr. Nita Brown, and we're researching combination treatments for ovarian cancer. As a bit of background, nearly 20,000 women will be diagnosed with ovarian cancer this year, and the 5-year survival rate is only 51%. We're working with PARP inhibitors, several of which are commonly clinically used for ovarian cancer treatment, as well as STING agonists, which are a class of immune modulators currently in clinical trials. And STING agonists, when used in combination with PARP inhibitors, have the ability to increase efficacy and also overcome resistance that can occur with PARP inhibitors alone. Our focus specifically is on sustained release polymer implants of both of these drugs to produce an enhanced immune response while also limiting the adverse side effects. To break down a little bit of what my project looked like and what I learned, there were 3 main things that I worked on. I worked a lot on HPLC method development for the release samples from our STING agonist implants, which helped strengthen my knowledge of HPLC theory and also gave me practice with HPLC sample preparation and instrument operation. I also worked a lot with an ovarian cancer animal model, and so I learned about animal handling and bioluminescent imaging. Finally, I conducted a lot of Western optimization experiments, which gave me experience with the whole process from cell culture to protein quantification assays to gel electrophoresis and Western blotting, and troubleshooting throughout that process. I learned a lot from my co-op, both in terms of technical skills and soft skills that will be helpful in my future career and as a graduate researcher in my next steps. On the research side of things, I kind of gained experience throughout the research process. So literature search, experimental design, data analysis, results, presentation, as well as important soft skills. So resilience through failing with experiments, having to troubleshoot, try again, staying organized with data so that I could understand what I had done and other people could understand as well. Collaboration, working with folks who had different backgrounds and had different levels of experience. And then also skill sharing, so training others and then also learning from others to build my own skills. In the future, I hope to do more research in the lab, so I'm applying for a Peak Summit Award right now, and I'll hopefully be able to continue some of this research in the spring. And then, like I mentioned, I'm applying for PhD programs in chemical engineering, specifically hoping to research biomaterial design for drug delivery. And then after a PhD, I hope to work in industry in R&D or process development at a biotech company and develop impactful therapies for cancer treatment. Finally, I just want to say a quick thank you to all of these folks who helped me throughout my co-op. Their support enabled me to succeed, and I'm honored to have been able to work with all of them.